a gypsy's breast is typically in the cup size of B to C, albeit small. It provides ample milk.
How do you know that? Like, where are you getting those statistics from? What is good, y'all? So if you've been tapped into the channel, then you know below me, normally it says Reggie Wolf Gaming, because I've been gaming for a majority of my life. Like, I think the first game that I ever played was the original Super Mario Brothers, thanks to my uncle. Now, why is that relevant? Well, because of Stop Killing Games and Pirate Software and Meatcanyon. Yes, Meatcanyon has made a video over Pirate Software, and it is titled "This Streamer's Never Wrong." And you know, he would love to believe so. Now, if y'all know Meatcanyon, y'all know what we in for. If y'all enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock that in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoy my reaction, please do the same for your boy. Let's get to it.
Yeah, Chad, so today I was supposedly cursed. I saw this woman breastfeeding her child in a non-optimal way, so being the kind man I am, I showed her how to do it correctly. I told her you should have the child latch at a 30-degree angle. That way, when her milk begins...
You told a woman how to breastfeed her child with that saggy ass thing? Bro, that looks like you attached a meat sock to your chest.
...to extrude from the channel, it will flow more rapidly with the babe's suction, as followed.
I already know I'm making the face. Why? Did anything come out? Did anything come out? Please tell me it didn't.
She got irrationally angry when I proved her wrong and put a curse on me. Not that I believe in curses or anything.
The curse is real. Look at your legs.
I can barely feel it. Pain is actually an illusion played on by the mind that...
You can barely feel what? The curse that you didn't believe in? You don't think they're real. So if you're cursed right now, you're saying you barely feel anything, that means you're wrong. Did you tell her you worked at Blizzard?
You fool! Don't you see your arrogance? Need I remind you that's what got us fired from Blizzard?
Yeah,
there it is.
So I worked at Blizzard for 7 years.
It wouldn't be
I barely think about it.
And I barely think, boy, stop the cap, bro. Your whole life is Blizzard. I'm pretty sure that Blizzard, that mirror is a reference to something from it, bro.
It's actually funny, Chad. I'm considered the first, second generational hire at the company. Not that I even think about it.
You're not even streaming right now!
No, I knew...
That's sad. Like, that's worse than hitting record, doing my intro, and then realizing it didn't record correctly, or it didn't actually start the recording. Cause like I kind of will come up with the stuff I'm gonna say to y'all as I'm like saying it, but like you're having a full blown conversation almost, and you're boosting your ego the entire time for nobody.
I knew that, and I was just practicing before I go live. It's the most optimal way a streamer stays fresh when...
The more he won't admit he's wrong, the worse that it's gonna get, isn't it?
You can at least admit that telling a woman how to breastfeed her child was wrong.
I would be willing to concede such an argument if it wasn't something I'm so well versed in. Let me explain. You see, a gypsy's breast is typically in the cup size of B to C, albeit small. It provides ample milk.
How do you know that? Like, where are you getting those statistics from?
Milk for her freshborn.
You really got your foot in your mouth.
He's going to kill us. Admit to yourself you can be wrong. For us.
I can be wrong. But I just think a mother should breastfeed her child.
Got both feet in your mouth. Your own reflection has abandoned you. Your ego can be the death of you, bro. Sometimes and it's okay to admit when you're wrong. It doesn't make you lesser of a person. It doesn't invalidate your knowledge. As a matter of fact, like, bro, understand that scientists from hundreds of years ago, they thought the earth was a square. They thought it was flat. They thought it was all these other things. And then they were wrong and the earth was round. That doesn't mean that everything that they thought was wrong and that we just discredit them completely. It just means that on that one thing you were wrong. Just, someone else had better evidence to prove a different point. And now if you tried to say what they were saying is blasphemy and you went against it forever and forever and you kind of crashed out over it, like, I forgot who said it, but I think it was, and don't get me wrong, it was during the Drake and Kendrick beef, and that Drake, after the beef, Drake kept doing a bunch of different stuff to show that he was unbothered and tried to avoid taking the L. And someone said, like, if you avoid taking, or if you try not to take an L, you'll only take like more L's. I forgot who said it. And that's kind of what it is. If you just keep trying to avoid admitting you're wrong, you're gonna just eventually end up with your foot in your mouth. And you're gonna keep doing that until people are not going to even have conversations with you, not debate you, not do anything with you, because your ego is ruining it for you. And look, I understand. I think that everyone should have a morsel of an ego. Yes, you should have a morsel of an ego to kind of keep your confidence, keep your self-esteem together. But to that degree where you're never wrong, where you can't admit that, this man really had his feet in his mouth. And he was wrong. He was definitely wrong about Stop Killing Games, bro. He was definitely, I looked at the whole thing. I looked at Charlie's video. I looked at some other videos. I looked at some tweets, all that. Bro, for anyone who doesn't know what Stop Killing Games is at this point, imagine, honestly, Apex Legends, right? Imagine if Apex Legends had a story mode. I know it kind of has done it in the past, but imagine it had a story mode, right? But it's a live service game, but it stops making any kind of money. Any money for EA to think that it should still run, right? It's not making enough. And they got to pay royalties and all these little fees for some of the content they use in it, and they can't start losing money. But there are still maybe 100, 200 players, or maybe anybody wants to play the game 5 years down the line to show their friends, family, whoever, that they enjoyed the game. Well, if EA isn't making money, they would just pull the game down to where no one can access it, no one can play, and it could just be the story mode that you want to show them. But because they pulled it down completely, you can't even show them that. Feel me? Because they didn't just shut the live service, they just shut the whole game down. Now, what Stop Killing Games wants to do is say, hey, can you make it to where you guys don't have to, you can take, if there's like copyrighted music or like art, make a version of the game where that is not there, and let there be a version of the game that I can play on my own. If there's a story mode, I can play the story mode on my own. Or if I want to do a kind of a local setup or something, I can do that on my own, and y'all don't have to worry about anything. Like, the copyrighted stuff is gone, but we can still access the game years after the game goes down. That's all Stop Killing Games wants to do. And there's been a lot of people are trying to flip it and twist it, and bruh, the crew too. You can't play it anymore. It's not playable, but people paid their money for it. They have physical copies. They have all this and that. And you can't play the game anymore. So then what was the point of me buying the game? If buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. But if y'all enjoyed the Meatcanyon video, and hopefully y'all not too mentally scarred, make sure to hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock that in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoyed your boys yapping and my reaction, please hit your boy with the goodness as well. This is me, your boy Reggie Wolf. I'm signing out. Peace.